So, Blizzard blessed us with a sneak peek. Ramattra, the new hero coming to Overwatch in Season 2, is the newest tank. To be honest, I looked at his abilities and he will be a menace. If you're looking for a full Ramattra guide, you're at the right place. In this video, we'll go over his abilities and his two different forms. If you're ready, let's hop into it. First of all, we'll start with his two different forms. When you pick Ramattra, Omnic form is what you're starting with. In this form, his weapon is called Void Accelerator and it has its own primary and secondary fire. For primary fire, it fires out a stream of fast moving projectiles called nanites. It has no damage fall off, but you have to lead your target with it, meaning you'll have to aim at them and follow them around. It gives Ramattra a long range weapon, but also gives him insane damage at close range if you hit crits with it. For secondary fire, Ramattra places a high health barrier in a targeted location, similar to Sigma's. The barrier can be used defensively to protect your teammates and cut off enemies, or offensively to close the gap between you and the other team. For this form, the goal is to move in on enemies. You have a shield and great damage, and once you're close enough, you switch to Nemesis form. Alright, this is exciting. In Nemesis form, Ramattra changes completely. He no longer has a staff weapon and his appearance changes too. He gains armor and adds 2 additional arms that serves as weapons. Same thing here, in this form, his primary and secondary fire changes also. So for primary fire, he launches a short range power wave with each swing. These waves go right through shields like Reinhardt's, Winston's bubble, or even D.Va's defense metrics. For secondary fire, Ramattra puts his arm in front of him and reduces the damage he takes from the front only. The downside is that he loses a lot of movement speed and only applies to damage received from the front. He's basically vulnerable from behind and from the sides. Another trade-off is that you cannot punch while blocking, so you'll have to pick between both. When do you punch or when do you block? This will make the difference between a good and a bad Ramattra player. Also, you have to know that Nemesis form lasts for 8 seconds. So if you're only blocking for 8 seconds, you're not using his kit to his full potential. So far, we know that switching between each form will be his L-shift ability. Just keep in mind that you have 8 seconds in Nemesis form with 8 seconds cooldown. His E ability, which is available in both forms, is called Ravenous Vortex. Again, it's a ball of nanites that slows, grounds, and damages enemies. It bounces off walls, enemies, and roofs. It absolutely must hit the floor to activate. Once it does, anyone in the area of effect is stuck there. For example, Mercy and Pharah won't be able to fly anymore, Winston won't jump away. If it activates and you're in it, you're basically stuck in there for the whole duration. This ability is used to set up his ultimate and it's a perfect combo together. Annihilation is a wide energy swarm that lashes out towards any enemies within range. It deals constant damage. It's similar to Zenyatta's ultimate, but instead of healing, it does insane amount of damage. There's something else about this ability that makes it way too strong. It simply does not end. As long as the beam is attached to someone, the ultimate duration won't end. So you have 2 options basically. Either you stay and die or you move away. Just imagine if you manage to stuck a full team in Ravenous Vortex and then you use your ultimate. You are probably wiping a whole team by yourself. I have to say this, it does not look right. It looks way too broken. The way you want to play Ramattra is to use his Omnic form in long range to medium range combat. Use his shield to move through choke points, and once you're close enough, then you switch to Omnic form. It's also important for you to toggle between blocking and attacking. You have 8 seconds, so you have to use them wisely if you want to take full advantage of this form. I can tell right away that any hero that flies or jumps won't be a good pick against Ramattra. He will be the first tank that can deal with the Pharah and Mercy combo and anything really that is annoying, that flies, or that has high mobility. Overall, Ramattra looks broken. He's not out yet, but I already know that nerfs will come as soon as possible. If you're still here, I appreciate you, and stay tuned for a how to counter Ramattra video that will come out as soon as Ramattra is playable.